Alright, y'all gather around for today's Josh Against the World story time, because before Ted Bundy had his smug little unibrow, and before Jeffrey Dahmer was out here being the worst dinner host of all time, West Virginia had its own original nightmare. And the wild part, hardly anybody even talks about it. So let's fix that, because this story has everything. A fake rich guy, lonely hearts ads, a creepy farmhouse, and crime scene so messed up that they had to hold the trial in an opera house. Yeah, an opera house. This is West Virginia, baby. So our guy, Harry F. Powers, born Harm Drenth, which already sounds like a Skyrim character, was a Dutch immigrant who moved to America and said, you know what? I think I'll try being a serial killer. But he didn't do it in the usual way. Oh no. This man took out lonely hearts ads in the newspapers. Basically the 1930s version of Tinder. But instead of ghosting you, he literally murdered you and stole your money. He'd pose as a wealthy businessman looking for love, marriage, and companionship. You know, good old-fashioned manipulation. And lonely widows all over the country fell for it because this was the Great Depression. Everybody was broke, desperate, and hoping that they wasn't a complete psycho. Spoiler, he was. Now, in 1931, Powers set his sights on Asta Escher, a widow from Illinois who was just trying to build a better life for her 3 kids, Greta, Harry, and Annabelle. Asta thought she was meeting a rich suitor who could give her family stability. Powers sold her that fantasy. He invited them on what he called a family trip to West Virginia. Yeah, when a strange man in the Great Depression offers you a mysterious family trip to Quiet Dell, West Virginia, that's when you turn around. I know it's 1931, but come on. That's how horror movies start. Once he got him to his farm in Quiet Dell, Powers starved, beat, and strangled all 4 of them. The kids were only 8, 12, and 14. It's genuinely horrific. I mean, there's no comedy in this part. It's awful. And it's why this case shook the entire country. He buried them in makeshift drain pits under his garage because apparently being evil wasn't enough. He also had to be a tight ass. Asta and her children weren't the only ones though. Powers lured Dorothy Lemke, who was a 50-year-old widow from Wisconsin, using that same lonely heart scam. Convincing her he was the real deal, he got her to travel to West Virginia, and he killed her too. The man was basically running one of the earliest documented serial killer operations in the U.S., like a multi-level marketing for murder. So, how did they catch him? Letters. So many letters. Turns out Powers was sloppy as hell. He kept incriminating correspondence from the victims in his house like they were fan mail. Police started snooping around, neighbors reported strange noises, and eventually investigators dug up the garage floor and found the bodies. Now, the press lost their shit. News crews, reporters, spectators. It was so chaotic they had to move the trial to an opera house just to fit everybody in. West Virginia said, courtroom, fuck that, too small, bring in the chandeliers. Now, Powers confessed to the 5 murders, was convicted, and in 1932 he was hanged at the Moundsville Penitentiary, reportedly smiling the whole time, which is the creepiest possible way to die. But at least he's dead, so cool. The Quiet Dell murders were so disturbing they inspired the novel Night of the Hunter and its classic film adaptation. One of the most haunting movies ever made. And here's the thing. The entire story shows how early America was shaped by loneliness, vulnerability, and the promise of a better life, which people like Powers exploited. The dude basically invented the romance scam, only instead of catfishing you for money, he catfished you for your life. So there you have it, that's West Virginia's original serial killer, a guy who makes Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer look like amateurs with his creepy mail-order murder bullshit. If you want more of these storytime crime videos, especially the weird ones nobody else really talks about, let me know down in the comments. You stay safe out there because, you know, if history teaches us anything, it's that the real monsters aren't hiding under your bed, they're replying to your personal ads. Now y'all go ahead, check out the other videos I got here up on the screen now. I love y'all, mean it, y'all have a great day.